Theme. Theme is the central unifying concept in the story. When we state a theme, we state it as a sentence, and it is a generalization about life. It is a generalization that provides insight or understanding. A theme may challenge our understanding of the world, or it may reinforce it. When we looked at the difference between commercial and literary fiction, we saw that commercial fiction often reinforces our understanding, while literary fiction is more likely to challenge it. The theme may be implied or stated, but when we identify the theme, it must account for the major details in the story, and it cannot be contradicted by details in the story. When we look at a fable, the theme is the moral. When we look at a parable, the theme is the lesson or the teaching of the parable. When we look at the theme of fiction, it is a view of life or how people generally behave. It is our understanding that we gain from the story, a central unifying concept. In literary fiction, the theme may challenge or reinforce our understanding, but it is not intended to be a moral or a lesson. Instead, it is intended or it is understood as a general underlying truth about the world in which we live. Here are some ideas from Steve Peha, who talks about theme. First of all, he reminds us that events can represent ideas, that is, stories. The story itself has both a literal and a figurative meaning. It may not be allegorical, a one-on-one meaning. The story itself may not be symbolic. However, the event that takes place can convey a specific message. Our lives reveal patterns, and that's true in fiction as well. When we see what characters do, when we see similarities between and among events, those patterns help us to come to realizations. Our theme. When we look at fiction, we need to remember that it addresses important truths. We explore truth through examples, and a story is a way of providing examples. We can see ourselves more clearly through the lens of the story, we as human beings, than if someone expressly tells us that we behave in a certain way or that provides a generalization about how we view the world. Stories provide information about ideas, and the best stories are those that speak to a wide range of readers in a very powerful way. Number 5 tells us that themes are abstract nouns. That is, they are ideas. Themes are about ideas. When we state the theme, it's not a single word. We state it as a sentence. However, the theme is an idea. Themes don't exist just for their own sake, but they do let us see an opinion about something. It may be the author's own opinion, or it may be something that the author revealed without even being aware. So when we say that a book is about the struggle between good and evil, that's not the theme. Instead, what does the story say about that struggle between good and evil? How do we deal with it? Fiction instructs us. When we see ideas in the form of stories, we understand them better. Theme is a central unifying concept that provides insight and understanding. So when we're trying to determine what the theme is, we look at details. We look at patterns of behavior. We look at symbols. We look at allusions. We look at the causality within the plot. We look at what the main character feels, what the main character thinks, what other characters think and what they say, how they act, what they learn, whether they change. and we look at actions and events that may express ideas. When we state the theme, it is stated as a generalization about life. It accounts for the major details of the story, and it is not contradicted by any details. It is a conclusion that we come to after we have looked at all of the aspects of the story. There may be several valid interpretations, but we always have to support our interpretation with the text itself. Our theme may address the nature of humanity, its essential qualities or characteristics, society or a culture. It may address our relationship to the world, or it may address ethical responsibilities that we have. When we are stating the theme, it is a statement with a subject and a predicate. It is not just a word. It is a generalization about life. It is not about a character or the story itself. We can narrow it so that it is not larger than is justified. It is always the central unifying concept of the story when it is stated, but we don't want to reduce it to a cliche. The theme, a central unifying concept, an idea that provides insight into us as human beings, or our relationship with others, or our understanding of the world.